In the world of Serie A, a sleeping giant has awoken.
Yes, AC Milan is about to rise again.
Yeah.
All right. Hey everyone, welcome to a special episode of Extra Time TV. This is Andres Sokla.
I'm Kevin Campbell.
And we head across to Italy.
Yeah.
Yes, the Serie A, everybody's talking about the fall of the Milan Giants, both AC and Inter. But, as the bumper said, that's about to change.
Yeah.
Those Chinese investors are not messing around, making lots and lots of purchases. Kevon, where do we even start with AC Milan? A lot of people, they think that the transfer is not going to stop.
Yeah.
Every week they're bringing in someone new. What do you think?
Andre, insert coin. Yes. Milan has been saved. You remember last season, the Milan Tifosi, they drew a huge banner across the stadium saying, insert coin, Milan need to be saved. Yes. That coin has been inserted. Yes. Money has now in the club. Thanks to Hong Kongese businessman Young Hong Lee. He has come in and he has saved Milan. Bought it over from Silvio Berlusconi, who was Milan chief for 30 years now, since 95.
So now he has more time to chase after girls and stuff.
On yachts, he can get even more yachts now and chase even more girls. But I like it because it's money into Serie A. That being said, they brought a lot of players this wrong, Andre. This transfer window has been ginormous for Milan. They spent more than £140 million this season. And that's even more than United. It's probably even more than any team in the world, even Europe, really. But they bought a lot of players. But if you look at the takeover, I think the mechanics of the takeover, which I'll go into later in this episode, it shows that third-party ownership, and it also shows that football is not just about buying players anymore. There's a lot more economics behind it. Yes. That being said, Milan, they just purged money. They bought Bonucci.
Yep, it's very exciting. In addition to Bonucci, I think is an excellent buy to price him away from Juventus. Yeah. Also Lucas Biglia, Musacchio, and those guys. It's a lot of. They are serious. They mean business. Yeah. A question was asked. I'm paying attention to the social media. They're speaking to guys like Ravanelli and so on. So in addition to the large amounts of players, they clearly have a very clear objective. Yeah. These guys mean business. They want to win Serie A. They are, whoever their sporting director is, it used to be Leonardo back in the day, I can't remember who it is right now. You can just look across the Inter to see everything AC Milan are doing right. Inter Milan has the money, but AC Milan are making the moves. They are signing the right players. It's no guarantee that they're going to win Serie A. Even some of the players like Ravanelli said, they're heading in the right direction, but you can't see them winning Serie A, but they mean business. Yeah. Milan has made a statement. I thought they made a statement last week, but then they made more signings. Yeah. So, Kevon, these new owners may raise the bar for the rest of the league. Who knows? Yeah. But as you said, you're going to get into the mechanics of the takeover. A lot of people don't understand football. It's way more than just swapping players out. Yeah. It's sitting down like where you're playing FIFA and you choose the players you want. There's a lot of negotiations and business deals that need to take place. Balancing the book salaries, the FIFA financial, the fair play rule. There's many, many aspects. So even though you get lots of money, there's certain financial criteria you need to meet. And AC Milan seems to be doing everything correctly. So Kevon, immediately, there's a lot of players that have been signed, but who, I guess I probably know the answer for this already, but who really stands out for you as the transfer that said, listen, hey, we mean business?
Andre, it got to be Leonardo Bonucci. Yes. He is in Casa de Milan now. He signed for Juventus this week, and it shows you that in Italy, a main player goes up for sale, and Milan, first team in there. And I think that shows that Milan mean business. When Bonucci's arrival would form a partnership with the young Alessio Romagnoli, and that can be a partnership that Italy can thrive on for the next probably 5 years. And when you look at Milan, the players they signed, this week they also signed Luca Biglia. And I like that signing. Why? It's not a Redondo-esque. Not as talented as Redondo, but this is the guy that he started the World Cup finals. He has been a captain for Anderlecht and a leader for Lazio. Yeah. And this Milan team, they would need leaders because their real captain, Montolivo, hardly ever makes it on the pitch anymore. Yeah. And up front, they have signed Andrea Silva, which I like, and two new fullbacks in Conti from Atalanta. He's going to probably be Italy's starting fullback in the next World Cup, in my opinion. Also, Swiss international Ricardo Rodriguez. Also in midfield, they have Stephen Kessie. They also signed the aforementioned Andrea Silva and Hakan Çalhanoğlu. So it's practically a new team. That and the renewal of Gigio Donnarumma's contract. Yes. that team means a lot of business and they're pretty potent. But I think that they only time to gel. And Montal is the kind of coach that he has a clear way of playing his football. 4-3-3. Players running in the channels and off of each other. And I think that he needs players committed to his system. So we may see Carlito Bacca leave. And reports are suggesting that Milan's last purchase will be one of Marco Ballotti, Aubameyang, or Morata. And if they get any of those three, I can probably see them qualifying for the Champions League next season. Winning Serie A, I highly doubt. But do you think, Andrew, do you think Milan's moves can make them a potent force, given that they may have Europa League commitments this season as well?
Yes, and there's no secret, I'm a fan of Inter Milan. I hate to say this because I'm taking a job at my own team. You could look at Inter Milan and see what not to do. Because they got the money, they signed really good players. Last year they had pretty much on paper a top squad, top to bottom. Maybe in the striking department they were a little thin. AC Milan could, if they are not careful, suffer the same fate as Inter Milan, where they don't know how to manage a new signings. It doesn't really work that way. It's sometimes, as you said, it doesn't click immediately. If people are expecting immediate results, we live in a very fickle footballing world, and I'm hoping that the powers that be at AC Milan understand it's a transition period and don't keep changing coaches and keep changing things in the background like what Inter Milan did. Because Inter Milan by now should have been way higher than what they are, and it seems like they have regressed. AC Milan, I think, could observe what their cousins are doing. The old enemy, as Zanetti calls them.
Brothers.
Yeah, brothers. The Milan brothers. But this is something that if I'm a Milan fan, I'm hoping that the guys in charge and the decision makers, along with the players and the sporting director, are streamlined enough and say, okay, we are signing these players. You may not probably see the true product of this team or outcome of this project maybe until next season. That's just the reality of it. So I can see this team realistically getting in the Champions League. But there is a possibility, and Milan fans need to prepare themselves for this, that it may not go all how they want all the way. Sometimes signings don't work out and you have to dump a few guys and then sign a couple in January. That happens. You've seen it with all these big clubs with these big budgets, with the Man Cities and the PSGs. It doesn't really work out right away. This is a team that's trying to rebuild. And what I think, and this is more purely psychological, this Milan is a giant, make no mistake. They, up until recently, were the closest team to Real Madrid in terms of Champions League until Real Madrid just pulled away. But they have that history, and they have to be careful that history doesn't weigh upon them. So they have that history. They are a powerhouse in world football, and that weight of expectation, they have to manage that really well, because a lot of people will be like, all right, let's get back to where we were. And it's the weight of expectation may be a problem if it doesn't go their way. I could realistically see them coming about third. Or maybe second, if all goes well. But I think the Europa League is where they'll have to be very skillful. I still think, as much as they made really good signings, they are still deficient in terms of the bench area. They have a couple players that it just doesn't work anymore. I thought Bacca would have been way more powerful for AC Milan. It just didn't really work out. Maybe the squad, the environment wasn't perfect for him. I think he's a talented player. But I think they just need to maybe make a couple more signings and reinforce their bench. Because come January, even December, when they have all these commitments, that's when you'll start to see, okay, is this team really going to make